Copy, come in. How much smoke we throwing?
Then here we go.
Okay.
All right. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the very first episode of our podcast.
Hey.
Hey, you feel free to jump in anytime.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm John
I'm Taylor.
Taylor, and we both Air Force officers in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Prior enlisted.
Yes.
What do you do when you were prior enlisted?
So I've been in since 2010. I joined the Pennsylvania Air National Guard. I was a fuel systems mechanic on the KC-135 for 8.5 years. And then in 2018, I commissioned and became a logistics officer.
And what is today?
Today is November 13th, which, according to Facebook, was the day I graduated basic training as an enlisted member of the United States Air Force.
It is.
Yeah,
And then-
Facebook memories.
And then I showed up, I think, about 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
In 2011, and I graduated in March of 2011.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was a logistics planner
Mhm.
after I filled out a after I filled out a linguist school.
Mhm.
And from there, I did a couple years as a logistics planner, maybe a little bit longer than that. I'm not going to do the math right now.
Mhm.
But then I commissioned, became a logistics officer. And then I did a little bit of time as an OTS instructor, some career broadening, and then crossed over to the Air National Guard, and here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
I think that's one thing, though, that we have different. So we have different stories and different paths, because I joined in 2010 from the Air National Guard, and I stayed in the Air National Guard my entire career. I have 13 years total militarily, all within the Air National Guard. You don't. You have 10 years active duty time, and then you switch to the Guard. So I think that's interesting to kind of point out and talk about your time of switching from active duty to the Guard.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And we will cover that in future discussions and episodes. But right now, I want to throw some BMT sayings out at you, because today is your anniversary of graduating from BMT.
13 years ago.
Mhm.
Crazy.
What is that? Yep, 2010. Oh my
2010.
God. Getting old.
Crazy.
Mm.
It's crazy how fast it goes.
Yeah, it does.
I hit my first 6-year enlistment, and I was like, do I want to do this again? And I did, until 8.5 years, when I decided I didn't want to smell like jet fuel anymore and decided to become an officer.
So, BMT sayings. I've got 3 here.
Okay.
I want you to let me know or expand upon what does it remind you of, or what does it make you think of when I say them.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one I got here, and I'm not going to yell it. I'm not going to yell it like
Please
like
don't.
an MD. I don't need to. The first one here is get up, get up, get up, get my day room doors open.
It's like 4 a.m. They wake up out of your bunk, and then they're just screaming at you to get up and open the day room doors. And the day room was, I don't know, just a common area in the dorms, and we did some meetings in there and stuff like that. But yeah, it's mostly get up, make your bed, get your day started.
Were you ever allowed to sit on the furniture in the day room?
No, but
Absolutely
we really
not.
didn't have a lot of furniture in ours. We had some chairs and stuff. But no, you had to sit your butt on that cold floor.
That furniture was brand new as the day it was bought. It was always on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting the day started. Okay, second saying I have for you here is Chow Shark Go.
I don't know.
Well,
I
you were
mean,
element leader. You had to see it happen.
was that the person that led like Chow?
The kinda
Yeah, I
Chow
don't.
Shark. They were the person that went in to the DFAC, the
Uh-huh.
dining facility, and went up to the snake pit, and they reported in how many people they had, which flight it
Oh,
was, and that they were ready to eat.
yeah. I
Hmm.
don't fully remember that one. I will say I remember there being a person that was their job to like
Hmm.
line people up,
Hmm.
but that saying was not did not recall.
Oh yeah, I was, and then if they got it wrong, they had to come back out and do it
I
again.
knew that if they got
Yeah,
stuff wrong at the snake pit, they had to do it again, but I couldn't have told you that that was their position or name.
I remember our Chow Shark. I can't remember his name. I have to go on Facebook. I think I still have him in here. His name was Donald. Uh, but I prayed for him every time he went in there. And I was like, bro, I just hope you freaking get this right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah. I
I'm
knew that
so
that was
hungry.
stressful for
Mm-hmm.
people, but I don't remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next one. Number 3. Position of exercise ready.
Ready to exercise.
Okay.
So
Oh,
before PT, getting
I,
ready to PT when you're at PT, position of
mm-hmm.
exercise. So push-ups, your
Mm-hmm.
squats, your jumping jacks, arm circles. The Air Force lives off arm circles.
Do they?
For some reason, that's the best warm-up that they could think of. Arm circles.
Mm.
Like that's gonna do anything for you. And the twist. What was the the abdominal twist? Where you stand there and like twist back and
We
forth.
called them washing machines in elementary school.
Correct, when you were a child, but
Mm-hmm.
the Air Force thinks that turning your waist back and forth is really going to help warm up your body for all these physical activities
There
that
must have
you're
been
doing.
an increased claims at the VA for retirees of lower back injuries that
Oh
year. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh, they're
and
losing everybody up."
the abdominal twist is really going to help you out on that one.
Hmm.
Arm circles and the abdominal twist.
Yeah. What
Those are
else?
some good
What
ones.
other times would you be getting your exercise position ready?
Probably when you're getting yelled at.
Mm.
There's probably something that you did that you didn't
Yeah.
realize that you did, or somebody else did,
Mm-hmm.
and they said, get on your face. That was a nice way of saying getting on your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in the dorm.
Yeah, 100%. Somebody didn't make their bed. Somebody dropped something. Somebody looked at somebody the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Get online.
Yep.
Position of exercise ready.
Yep.
I remember the one time we had to leave all the seats up in the male dormitory. I don't know if you guys had to leave the seats up in the bathroom, but
We could only use one stall out of all the stalls in the bathroom. We were only allowed to use one.
wow,
Mm-hmm.
we weren't that
Because our
constrained.
RTI said girls are disgusting and they're gross, so we could only use one stall. Two, if we were coming back from an outdoor activity or something that she was like, okay, you can use two stalls, but
Right.
90% of the time it was like one stall and one sink.
So that was another female saying that to you.
Correct. I had a
Okay,
female
it
MTI.
wasn't a dude saying that.
No,
Just to be clear,
no, I had a
but
female MTI.
we had left the seats down, which we were not allowed to do, and we had to stand on line.
Mm-hmm.
And we when we're standing up, we had to put our hands in the air because that's the position of the toilet seat was up. And then
Nice.
we had to then squat and put our hands out.
Like a wall sit, but without the wall.
But squatting there with our hands out because that's the toilet seat position was down.
Mm.
And then our TI was like, how did we find our toilet seats today? Down, sir. And we squatted.
Wow.
And then we had to sit there for a while. And then he had to say, how do I like my toilet seats? Up, sir.
Wow.
Oh. And then
That's
we got a
creative.
quick break. Yep. And then he said, but how did I find them? Down, sir.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So we had our brother flight TI
Mm-hmm.
was we used to call him LL Cool J behind his back because he looked like a mini LL Cool J. He was like maybe 6,
Mm-hmm.
but he looked like LL Cool J. But he used to make our flight, so the sister flight and all female flight, and then the brother flight and all boys flight. We would get together in one of the dorms' day rooms between
Mm-hmm.
the two of us.
On the floor, obviously, because you weren't allowed to sit on the sofas.
Well, we weren't even allowed to sit because we were doing a P90X video before dinner because we didn't PT enough that they would stick all of us in this tiny little room and play like P90X or whatever those workout videos were, and we would do that in our uniform, not even in PT gear, before dinner. So when you went down to dinner, you were like gross.
How were the day room doors open or closed?
I'm assuming they were open.
Ugh, that's good.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of stank in there.
Oh, it still was. There was no room to do anything, and they made us do this before dinner. I vividly remember doing that before dinner, being like, "This is horrible. What was the point of anything?" And I think it was just because they wanted to torture us.
So many memories coming back from
Floods.
position of exercise ready.
The floodgates have opened.
All right. So, what I know you've already talked about or shared your experiences of those, but like, what would you say is your most favorite, or what did you learn? What was most impactful for you, or what was a good story, bad story, your experience from BMT that you took away from being there?
There's a lot to unpack here.
Don't unpack too much. We only got so much time.
We only have so much time.
Yeah, don't unpack too much.
So I think as much as the position was difficult, I was an element leader and I enjoyed it and hated it all at the same time. It was the best and worst because you were now in charge of a bunch of women who you really had no control over because they were going to do whatever they wanted to anyways, but you were put in control and you were responsible for a group of girls to get them dressed and get them to where they needed to be, and made sure they made their beds and lined up their boots a specific way. Remember that when we had to put our boots on the line and your laundry bags and all the things.
Better be grounded.
Correct. So I think that was a great experience. I was maybe 19 years old, being in charge of women that were older than me, the same age as me, more mature, less mature, different backgrounds, different cultures, and we got shoved in a room together and had to cohabitate and cooperate for 8 weeks. So super good learning experience. I think I enjoyed being an element leader and I hated it all at the same time.
You had to collaborate and listen.
What was it? Is the storming, norming, performing? It was mostly storming for 8 weeks.
We're back with a brand new edition, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I remember when we met and I went over to your parents' house and they had a great picture of you there from BMT.
My dad still has my
It's still
BMT
up there.
picture on my
I can
wall.
see if I can get him to send me a picture here if we can throw it up sometime. But you had the world's most beautiful smile in the picture, and it actually isn't. She just death stare.
Yes.
And when you showed your dad the picture, he said, "Why did you not smile? Why did you not smile in the picture?
Yeah.
And like what was going on there? And what did you tell him?"
There was nothing to smile about.
There was nothing to smile about.
We also weren't allowed. Our MTI made it pretty clear that she would not have us smiling in our pictures. So pretty sure we weren't allowed. But at least I got to put on the nice glasses for that picture because...
Which all the girls now are wearing the big ones.
Right.
The big ugly ones. They love the big ugly ones now.
What were they called? The BCGs?
Birth control glasses.
Birth control goggles, yeah.
Glasses,
they had the strap around the back.
The 1980s ones.
Oh, yeah. Those were great. And I'm pretty sure that the prescription was way too strong because when I came back, my eyesight was worse in my regular contacts and glasses when I graduated.
You don't have to worry about that when you have 20/20 vision.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I know.
We're not all lucky.
All right. I feel like when I was there, my one of the experiences that I had was how fast we had to do everything. So when my parents came and I think my sister was there, my brother couldn't make it, but I just felt like they were so slow, and I was like, "Let's go. We have things to do. We're already behind.
We're already behind.
We're already behind. We're already behind, and you guys just need to keep up." And I kept telling them, I kept turning around, and I was walking in these pair of shiny dress shoes,
Mm-hmm.
which I still have today. I still have the same pair of dress shoes.
Mine are somewhere.
They're the same ones. And I said, y'all need to move at the speed of excellence.
We're already late.
I said we are moving at the speed of excellence right now.
We're already late.
We're already late. I've got things to do. We only have so much time to do the things we need to do. And you guys, I need you to pick them up and put them down.
Yeah.
Pick them up, put them down. And you're not picking them up and putting them down fast enough. So speed of excellence. And we made our way to the BX, which is the base exchange out there. For anyone who doesn't know, the Navy has the NEX, which is the naval exchange, and the Army has the PX, which is the post exchange.
Right.
So we went to the BX, which is the base exchange, and I didn't really get a lot of decisions to make the whole time. I mean, I was dorm chief, but the decisions that you got to make were very limited, and we went into the BX, and I knew I wasn't going home afterwards. I was going on to tech school, and if I was ever going to come back home, I was probably going to need some luggage. So we went to the BX, and I had to pick out some luggage.
Which you said was like the most stressful thing at that time
It
in your life.
It wasn't stressful. I had so many options in front of me.
And you did it for 8 weeks prior to that.
What's that?
You didn't 8 weeks prior to that. You didn't. Every decision was made for you, and then now all of a sudden you could pick the own color of your luggage. Life-changing events here. 8 weeks after basic training.
And I stood there for an hour walking back and forth up and down that aisle of the BX until I made the decision of the luggage that I wanted to get.
What'd you end up getting?
Oh, it was the Swiss brand. It had like a red thing with a white cross on it, Swiss.
So you got like legit luggage.
I got legit luggage,
not like the deployment bag.
No, I got real luggage. It lasted a few years until whatever airline broke the wheels off of it.
Nice.
I think we still had it when we met, and then I probably threw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't like spending money.
Did not buy luggage after basic. I think I took the one duffel bag that they let me bring to basic training, and then my green, military bag that I left with, and that's what I took to tech school, because I, on the opposite hand of not being active duty, being guard, I got to come home after tech school.
Yep, and I knew tech school. I was going to the Defense Language Institute out in Monterey, California.
Right.
A long way away from PA.
Right.
Where, I mean, you're from Pittsburgh originally.
Correct.
I'm from Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus. There.
Not Philadelphia.
Nope. Different.
Sorry, Philly.
Sorry.
But that's weird. That's something we didn't know when we met, that we were both from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no, we didn't want to meet anyway. So
correct.
There's
we
that.
Got forced.
Different story for a different time.
We got forced into meeting.
I wouldn't say that.
But it worked out.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, we're married for the last 2 years.
Correct.
Almost. Been together for
4.5. Yeah.
And
we are 5 months pregnant with our first baby.
We are, but you're carrying it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I say we because you did some of the work.
I delegate it.
I do the rest of the work.
I delegated that one. Yeah.
And now we have 2 German Shepherds.
Which you might have heard in the background. They're out there.
They are. They're frustrated with us right now.
Kimber.
And Ruger.
We got yeah, there he is.
There he is.
You got Ruger first.
Ruger we got from a friend who also the friend that introduced us.
And we got Kimber from a rescue shelter.
We rescued her down here in Georgia.
And if you're a fan of firearms, you'll get the
Ruger.
The
reference.
You'll get you will get it. If you don't,
sorry.
Yeah.
Missed out.
Google it. Figured out. I do that a lot too.
Google
it. That's an OTS thing. Right
it is. You have a lot of OTS isms. That'll be another episode we'll have to talk about. Some things I've called him out on over the years of his OTS isms that he tried to do to me that I don't let slide.
Sometimes. So moving on. So it's the first episode we're talking about. It's hook left, fly right. That is another BMT thing, and we talked about it a little bit before. But what does that mean to you, or like does it bring up any kind of like, oh my god, I remember somebody telling you that. Like,
Well,
what
yeah.
does yeah?
What is the basic meaning of hook left, fly right?
Yep.
Hook left is the hook on your hanger needs to
Mm-hmm.
be facing the left, and the
Does.
fly, which
Mm-hmm.
is the fly of your pants, needs to be facing the right.
Yep.
So when they're doing your clothing and closet inspection,
Mm-hmm.
your hook on your hanger is left and your
Mm-hmm.
fly is to the right.
Yep. And you hung it on your wall locker.
Correct. But in
Yep.
OTS, it was in your closet.
Mm-hmm. And on top of your pants went your blouse.
Mm-hmm.
And going to my side, or my quarter of the closet that we have here. Well, we have a big closet. I have about a quarter of it, but in my quarter of the closet, all of my shirts, everything is still hung up the same
The
way
same.
of hook left and fly right. And what do you think? Did that change anything for you, or did that?
I hang my shirts a certain way now, but my
Mm-hmm.
pants I don't think I pay attention to as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look because that's interesting. I do hang my shirts a specific way
Mm-hmm.
now. So I would say all my shirts,
Mm-hmm.
the opening of the shirt
Yeah.
faces the left.
Okay. Well, I know all mine are. That's where they are. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
don't know.
attention to detail oriented.
You are.
Mm-hmm. And I
It's
think
not always a bad thing.
no, but I think that is kind of one of the initial tools. I mean, I played sports my entire life. I played collegiate NCAA sports. So we definitely had a lot of attention to detail. We're definitely disciplined, but I think that's one of the things that I pulled out of the military that really was a building block of, okay, attention to detail oriented, get into some sort of rhythm, figure things out, like what is going to make you successful. And what did you pull any tools from
But
DMT that made you like successful, or what kind of things do you do now, or what tools or thoughts or
I
things
think
do you use to make, or do you think lead to your success or make you a successful person?
I think um, the attention to detail was huge because you don't really use it in everyday life. You don't really think about it in everyday life, but it's something that they drill into your brain at BMT because they want you to be aware of the attention to detail. I think down to the smallest minute thing, but even if it's the easiest thing to do, you do it correct every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Like making your bed.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, we don't make our bed to where you can bounce a quarter off of it anymore,
But
we still wake up in the morning and make our bed before we
every
leave
day.
for the day.
Every day.
So I think attention to detail, there's a bigger picture story behind
Mm-hmm.
them teaching you attention to detail. It's not having your boots lined up on the line perfectly. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
having all those little things. It's a grander scheme of attention to detail and everything else that you do in your life. So
Hmm.
it makes it easier that you even if it's the most mundane thing of making your bed and brushing your teeth,
Mm-hmm.
you're still paying attention to the small details of doing it correctly.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
So
I think one of the, what's that?
I think we take pride in doing that, especially at this point in our careers, with us both being in over 10 years and having
Mm-hmm.
career goals of being officers. Our attention to detail changes a little bit, but we still do the same routines every day. We still do the same, minute details and the same things, even if they're small. We still continue to do them every day because we know it's leading us to our successful careers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, I think attention to detail, as much as we hated it in basic and in OTS, I hated it in OTS too because it was annoying. It carries with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably different once you leave those places, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the other thing that I definitely learned to go into that was to do things even though I did not want to do them.
Correct.
And then when I did them, even though I didn't want to do them, was I did them with excellence.
Yeah, or you did it right the first time
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because you didn't want to go back and do it all over again.
Yep. It's like, hey, it's raining, you're gonna get wet.
Yeah.
But you might as well just do it because you have to.
Right.
And if you have to do it, might as well do it well the first time. Do it right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And you carry that into everything. I mean,
Yeah.
just as far as like carrying out the trash or changing the end of a toilet paper roll or
Mm-hmm. Not just putting the toilet paper roll on top of the empty roll, but actually changing it.
Don't get me started about the anarchy
Right.
of that.
Or taking the garbage out. I mean, it's
Mhm.
just small things.
Just-
Like
and
I say,
those-
I'm probably
yeah.
the worst, which you can probably attest to,
Mhm.
of putting my laundry away. The clean laundry, after
Mhm.
I fold it, I just let it sit in the basket. So I'm working on, doing it the first time, and then it won't sit there.
I try to put mine away too, but I have a little strategy to that because I get up pretty early in the morning.
Right.
And if I have like certain laundry there in a basket, I can grab it and throw it in my gym bag real quick. But I should probably just do that at night.
Well, you
and
also
put anything away.
only wear the same 6 shirts like every day, so
Yeah, this is one of them.
so
And
it's easy
I've
for
got
you
like
to
2
do
pairs of
laundry.
shorts from
Correct.
First Form too.
It's easier for you to do laundry when
Mhm.
you wear the same things all the time.
Yeah, it's
I mean, obviously, our day-to-day wear to work is easy. We wear the same uniform every single day,
probably gym clothes.
Yeah. But just,
rotate
putting
through.
laundry
Pretty simple.
away or like, putting stuff away in the closet after you wear it, that's an attention to detail that I've lacked. But
Also, like-
everywhere else, I think I'm pretty good.
Not discipline overload, decision overload. I try to avoid decision overload
You do.
when it comes to certain things.
Yeah.
Just I've got myself in a rhythm. I do certain things. Here's my stuff that I need to do, and then like my brain power goes into other stuff.
Yep.
But I mean, and that all comes out of hooking left and flying right. Of how are you going to hang up your clothes at the end of the night so you don't get effed up in the morning or
Right.
in the middle of the night when the TI comes in and he's like checking out your
wall locker search
wall
in the
locker,
middle of the
your
night.
clothing displayer. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, your wall locker display. The
Yeah.
one side that you like didn't wear any of the things. They always just
Mhm.
say. Have you seen that meme on? It's like Facebook. I don't even think it's a meme. It's an actual picture
Mm-hmm.
in an Air Force museum of our wall lockers.
I saw it. Yeah,
And
they were in
somebody was
ABUs.
like-
They were in ABUs. Like this is history now.
Yeah, this is history. We're
Oh,
like,
I was thinking about it, and I can't tell you how. I mean, everything in the picture was right except for one part of it.
didn't look
You
at it.
gotta
that
let me
close.
know. What do you think? What part of it was?
I'll have to relook at it because I
Okay.
don't remember.
Well, I'll save you the time. The mannequin was smiling.
Oh. I
the
didn't see that.
the mannequin was smiling. If you go back and look at it, I was like, okay, yep, that's where it's supposed to be. 341 looks like a little out of place, but
Yep.
well, then I looked over at the lady mannequin that was there, and she had a little bit of a smile,
Smile.
shitty grin on her face,
Which is wrong. You don't smile.
and I was like, oh,
There's nothing happy
Mm.
there. There's no happiness.
Unless it was her last day, and she's
yeah,
like, I'm
maybe
getting out
she
of
was
here.
graduating, so
It's the most fun you'll never want to have again.
right. That was amazing to me.
Mhm.
The girls that struggled, the guys too. My brother flight that hated every single day and struggled, and the TI said it every single day. The easiest way to get out of here is to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Graduate and move on, because
Move on
You're
at the speed of
making it-
excellence.
you're making it harder on yourself by just dragging every day
Mhm,
out. Like
mhm.
I think my
Don't
my
sneak candy back.
yeah my
Don't sneak food back.
my day-to-day mantra was live to like every Sunday. Like
Mhm.
looking forward
Yep.
to every Sunday.
Sunday was
'cause-
great.
Yeah,
Got to
Sunday
go to
was
church.
church
You got to church.
and grilled cheese.
Grilled cheeses and Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Grilled cheeses and
Jesus.
Jesus.
No one bothered you on Sunday, and you knew
Mhm.
one more week was over.
I went to the Catholic Mass, which was like not till 11 o'clock in the morning, and if you were, we were kind of last getting back into the DFAC for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if you were praying for anything during Mass, it was that there were any grilled cheeses left over for you when you got back.
I went to the fun
Yeah.
one where you got to
Mhm.
sing and dance. And
Mm-hmm.
did
They
all
were
the fun
they were
stuff.
nice to you.
Yeah.
Not saying the Catholic mass wasn't
Right. Well,
nice.
yeah,
It was,
but
I'm
that's
very
just
traditional,
yeah.
process-oriented person.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah,
I love the incense though. They didn't do any incense while I was there.
no. If you lived Sunday to Sunday, you
Hmm.
made it,
Yeah.
and then you graduated,
Meal
and
to
you
meal,
went.
day to day.
Yep, you went on to tech school, and
Hmm.
life got better.
Grilled cheese, the grilled cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and Jesus.
Yeah, and some songs.
Your
You're
songs.
good to
We had
go.
hymns.
Oh, that's true.
Hmm.
We had a guitar. We had a band because we went to the fun one.
You're saying Catholic mass wasn't fun.
I
I
mean,
had a
from what I
great time
heard,
there. I was so fulfilled.
what I want to believe you.
It was great. Different story for a different time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I think the easiest way to get through was
Mm-hmm.
just to graduate. The
Breaking
people that
breaking
struggled,
things down. Breaking your
yeah,
goals down.
the people that struggled to get through, it put so much more stress on them. You could
Mm-hmm.
tell it was like, man, just
Don't fight it.
put your head down, and just freaking do it, man.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah, you're making it harder, and every TI
Mm-hmm.
would tell you that, like, just do what we tell you to do.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Like
All it is you need to learn how to be a follower and not a leader.
there at BMT, you learn
Right.
to follow.
Yeah.
OTS, learn to lead.
Correct.
Different story, different time.
Yeah, different schools. I mean, that's a whole different. But, most of these people that went through are 18, 19, to early
God, I
20-year
was
old.
old.
Most people that
I was
went
so
through.
old when I went through.
Right. But even then, you did the same thing, right? Put your head down. You did the day-to-day crap, got through it. You didn't stand out. You didn't try to be difficult. You were like,
I wouldn't say I tried to be difficult, but I did want to be number one.
well,
I did want to be awesome.
you're always
I did want to be
number one.
excellent
You just piss excellence
every morning when I wake up.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, so if this is something that you like, if this is something that you think somebody else would love to hear, if this is something you think of somebody that would be joining the military or especially the Air Force, if this is something you think they would gain some sort of knowledge from or would help them out, like definitely follow, send it
share,
to them, share it to them,
give us a
follow it,
listen, thumbs
hmm
up.
all that good stuff.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I definitely love feedback. If that's one thing as an officer that we love, that I love at least as a feedback is how are you doing? Are you doing good? Are you doing bad? What can we improve? But also let us know the things that you want to hear us talk about and we can share those experiences.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Between the two of us, we
Hmm.
have
Yep.
20 some years of
Yeah.
experience.
Especially all the other people that we know that we're going to bring in and
Right.
sit in the chair. Eventually, we're going to get a couch. And yes,
Be more
they'll be allowed to sit on the couch. This won't be like the day
Yeah,
room.
they won't have to sit on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, depending who it is.
Yeah, it
Maybe we'll make them
depends who
sit
it
on the
is.
floor. Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Our,
But yeah,
our
we'll sit on the
maybe
couch.
our army friends will make them sit
Mhm.
on the floor.
Or anybody that was a prior Marine.
We know a few.
A couple. So yeah.
Yeah,
Let us know what
share
you think. Share, follow.
share this with friends. Share this with people that you think would be interested. Between a female perspective, the male perspective,
Mhm.
we're both prior enlisted. We both been officers. We both still are officers, and we're still working in our careers towards our end goals, which I don't know if we even know what our end goals are going to be in the military because we're just going to keep going until they tell us, all right, you got to get out.
Time to go home.
Time to retire. So
And then we'll still be here. We'll still be talking about
still be
it.
doing this, but
Yeah.
share it with your friends
Mhm.
and share your ideas with us. And tell
Mhm.
us what you want us to talk about. If
Yep.
there's things that you've heard or things you want to discuss more or just
Yeah.
your experience, if you had a really great experience, if
Mhm.
you didn't have a good experience, just something that you want to share with
Yeah.
us.
And
We'd love to talk about it.
somebody at a meeting the other day said open kimono. We're really open kimono here. And I couldn't help to think what was underneath the kimono.
Oh, wow.
But I can't imagine it being anything that's appropriate for a workplace environment.
No,
But
probably
it
not.
is a difference. It is a saying, but I was like I couldn't stop at thinking of certain office episodes. But open kimono, yeah. We'll share
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see you on the next episode. try to do one of these a week.
Right.
I drag her over here, drag her in the other room on the other side of the house, and sit down and talk about it. Yeah.
We'll talk about our stories,
Mm-hmm.
our experiences. We talk about leadership, talk
Mhm.
about,
Oh, so many things.
the enlisted side, the officer side. We
Mhm.
both spent, you were what, 4 years prior
Mhm.
enlisted? I was 8.5 years prior enlisted.
Mhm.
Deployments, I've been deployed multiple times. So we got plenty to talk about.
So much.
So much to share.
So much to share.
We're a dual military couple.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
plenty to share. Please don't hesitate to share with us.
Yep. So if it helps you, follow. Send it to somebody who you think it will help. Send it to somebody who's going to be coming in.
Yeah.
Send us the things you want us to talk to you about and share from our experiences and our, I don't know what else you would call it.
Yeah.
Our-
Our lives.
Mhm.
Just, you've moved, what, 7 times in your career so
Oh.
far?
More than that, I have to do the math.
Yeah. I've really only moved twice, but been around the world a few times, got to
Mhm.
experience a lot in my 20s that I would say more than most 20-year-olds get to do. So,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you've probably done more of that than me.
right.
You've been in a little bit more, but high ranking.
Military's just weird sometimes.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
High ranking at work. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll fight
I
it
know,
out at
but
home.
Here at home.
Yeah, we'll fight it out here at home.
So
Well,
thanks for listening to
Yep.
us.
And we'll see you next time.